and welcome back to Explored. Today we're going to look at Virabhadra 2 or Warrior Pose 2. Now I love all of the warrior poses. They're strong poses, I like the shapes that they make, and I can really feel the stamina in my body build when I'm holding the poses, especially for a long period of time. Now, when we do a lot of Warrior 2s in a typical vinyasa class, we use them as a way of transitioning from one pose to the other, but we also use them as an active rest. And I'm saying that like that because when I say we're going to hold it here for a rest, the eye rolls in the class is just, yes, huge. But anyway, the good thing about Warrior 2 is the fact that it helps build strength in the legs. We're working the quads, we're working into the groins, again we're working into the feet, but we're also opening through the chest once again. So always take the time to set yourself up into these poses, especially in a vinyasa class when we're kind of moving quite quickly between them. We can kind of get lost on actually working through the foundations, and we always want to make sure that we're coming into the poses, taking the time to set ourselves up so that we're then working the correct body parts, but also reducing that risk of injury. So to start with, we're going to come into our wide-legged stance. Again, don't lock the knees, have a little bit of a soft bend. Now, nothing really bad is going to happen when you lock your knees. I feel like I need to do a disclaimer there. All what happens is it changes the shape of the pelvis, and for my friends that are super hypermobile, it just puts your legs past locked when you lock your knees. So it's always good to have a little bit of a soft bend. It also means when you lock your knees, you're kind of relying more on your joints to stay in this position. With a soft bend, you're having to get the muscles and the tendons and everything else involved in order to hold yourself in this position. So to start with, I'm going to do Warrior 2 right hand side. So I'm going to turn my right toes towards the top of the mat. I'm going to walk my back foot out because you want quite a wide stance in this position. One of the things that I see in yoga classes quite a lot is a really short Warrior 2. Now, it looks like you're not putting much effort into it by having it this, and you might feel like you're making your life a little bit easier by having such a short stance, but oh, this just feels nasty. It's just not good on the knees. Nothing's really able to active. It's just, yeah. You want to have a wide stance. So we're building strength and stamina, so we need to get these bad boys with the muscles, we need to get them fired up, we need them to do the jobs that they're meant to do. So have a wide stance. You want to have it so that the heel of the front foot is in line with the arch of the back foot or heel. They're enough. We've all got our own alignment things. If doing that just doesn't feel good on the hips, then just make sure your feet are in a position where it feels comfortable. Now you want to be able to see your big toe over that front knee. So that does mean a wide stance, and you should be able to bend into that leg and still spy your big toe over the knee. Now, if you can't quite see it, but you're like, I'm sinking quite deep, it's probably because your knee's rolled in. So roll the knee back, work into the inner thigh muscles, squeeze the glutes. Now your feet are key here. So you're pressing your feet down into the ground, four corners, pulling the arches of the feet up. In particular on this back foot, oh, it's got pigeon, you're going to press the outer edge of the back foot down into the ground. So that helps activate the groin muscles, the leg muscles, but also stops your feet from sliding away from each other. From here, you're going to have the shoulders stacked on top of the hips, lift through the crown of the head, arms reach forward. So we always want to keep a bend in that front leg. Eventually over time you might be able to sink a little bit deeper, enough so that you can hold the position with your knee in line with the hip. If that's not happening today, it doesn't matter. That's your goal. That's the journey that you're going to try and go to. That's your destination. That's what I meant to say. So keep the activation of the feet, lift the chest, expand through the heart by reaching the arms out. And whilst we're here, we can work into the shoulders a little bit. So maybe see how it feels if you turn your palms out to the side. Maybe rotate the palms all the way up. Just keep the hands in line with the shoulders. Try not to allow them to creep up. Shrug them down. Lovely. Palms go down to the ground. Keep reaching. And then send the palms all the way round. Try not to allow the upper body to roll forward here. Shoulders still stacked on top of hips. Lovely. Palms go down to the ground. From here, we're going to straighten the front leg, turn the toes. Might want to move the feet in a little bit closer so you haven't got such a wide stance. Take a moment here. Notice how the body feels, and then we're going to try that on the other side. So turn the left toes, maybe shuffle that back foot away. Have a quick look at that front leg. Can you see your big toe over the knee? If not, maybe walk the foot a little bit further away. Maybe try and press the knee out to the side. Almost did the splits then. That wasn't meant to happen. So from here, press the knee out, reach the arms away from you. Squeeze that right glute, so that will help work into the front of the hip. Press the outer edge of the back foot down into the ground. And then from here, turn the palms behind you. Rotate the arms all the way around without the shoulders collapsing in. Palms go back to the ground, rotate them round. Lovely. Palms go back down to the ground. Make sure you're putting the arches of the feet up. Nice strong legs. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, drop your arms, slowly walk your feet back in. So hopefully those tiny little cues of activating the feet, lifting the spine up, just brings something else to your warrior two. Remember, when you're in a yoga class, whether it's mine or someone else's, if they're moving quicker than you are, it doesn't matter. Take the time to set yourself up in that pose and just make sure that you are getting the most out of that as possible. Anyway, I'll see you back on your mats for another Explored.
Chingity ching, it's Dominic the donkey.